his neck stands straight up, and his lips are pulled back, so all his teeth are showing, and his eyes are wider than Frisbees.
Oh, Harold's probably mad at another dog.
Not Harold, Daddy.
I don't believe it, McLean. I don't believe what you're trying to pull here.
I can say the same thing about you and your client.
Oh, no, no, no. You are not going to turn this around and put this on us.
And a gracious good morning to you all. Sweetheart, is this the rabid creature that scared you on the porch? He's really not vicious. Go ahead. Take his paw.
Did I scare you, sweetheart? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Amanda, you want to go out back and give Harold something to eat?
Okay.
Well, I won't ask how the breakfast meeting went. What'd you have, ground glass and nails?
McLean here is going for a court order so he can go visit Brooke, who's sick in the hospital.
Well, I suspect, and the DA agrees, that Brooke English is not really sick at all. I want proof that she's not making this illness up to avoid trial and the inevitable guilty verdict.
The only thing that is inevitable is your continued mule-headedness. Now, Dr. Joe Martin's word as hospital chief of staff should be all the proof that you need.
Joe Martin has a vested interest in this trial's outcome.
Wait a second. The guy testified to the judge in the courtroom that Brooke had this weird form of pneumonia.
He wasn't under oath.
Oh, everything is a conspiracy for you. You want the real deal? You want to go look it straight in the face? We will go to the hospital, and we will look at Brooke.
Come on. Trevor, you can't.
Wait a minute. Why can't we visit Brooke English?
Because Brooke is deathly ill. She's fighting a very high temperature, and she needs to conserve all of her strength to fight this bug. You can't just go barging in on her.
Mrs. Dillon, this is a murder case.
Yes, I understand that. But this is a very sick woman. You shouldn't be bothering her with these issues. You shouldn't be handling legal matters with her at a time like this.
She's right. We are Brooke's legal counsel. You got a problem, you deal with us.
You can't get me past the quarantine sign. This can.
Judge Foster gave us 48 hours to show why our client is too sick to stand trial.
And according to my watch, we still have 24 left.
And what if I can show that your client is grandstanding before the buzzer sounds?
Oh, yeah? How do you propose to do that? You're gonna subpoena everybody in the hospital? You're gonna call the hospital nutritionist to the stand? Ms. Jones, is it true that you ordered a bland diet for Miss English? So what are those little powdered donut flakes doing on her tray?
That's a very good Perry Mason.
I hate Perry Mason. Well, take it your way, all right? Let's say Ms. English has gotten everybody in the hospital on her side, from the chief of staff down to the lowest bedpan jockey. Now, how does she do that? Offering free copies of Tempo magazine, perhaps?
What does Brooke stand to gain from feigning illness?
Oh, time for counsel to shore up her defense, rethink strategy, sway jury sympathy, undercut the prosecution's case by creating a diversion. Now, stop me if I'm getting warm.
You're so far off base.
It's not your call, Dylan. The judge will rule this motion today.
Keith. You know the date we have?
Yeah, the night of cool jazz.
Redline it.
What, no room for plea bargain?
The jury is in and a verdict has been rendered. I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in your client's hospital room with a court order.
Okay, so McLean is a pompous jerk. But what is up with Jack? I mean, how could he even begin to believe that his best friend is faking pneumonia? Jack, I'm sorry.
Mommy, Harold's won't eat his dog chow.
It's okay, sweetheart.
Mommy, you're not listening.
I'm sorry. What is it?
Harold doesn't like the food we got for him from the vet. He doesn't want a balanced science meal.
Well, ketchup usually makes everything slide down a little easier. Why don't you try putting some ketchup on his food? And then grab your swimsuit and your sunscreen, because we're going to swim day at camp.
Oh, boy, cannonball.
What happened?
We gotta be in court to hear the judge's ruling on McLean's motion.
ADA is making a real power play. I just don't see how a court-ordered visit is going to do Brooke any good. I don't see a judge justifying that.
We still got to be prepared.
I'll get going on precedents.
We got to nail McLean on this one.
Mommy, it worked, but now Harold's got a ketchup mustache.
Don't worry, I'll get Harold cleaned up.
Daddy, I'm ready.
For?
Knock, knock.
Yeah?
Camp Takaloma.
Oh, sweetheart, I got a full docket this morning. Belinda, could you,
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll drop you off on my way to the office.
Cool, can we ride with the top down?
You got it. Now, let me help you with this. I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye, Mommy. Bye, Daddy.
have fun, sweetheart. Do a cannonball for me.
Well, I guess I better go get Harold cleaned up.
The dog can wait. You and me, we got some hash to settle.
Love it when you talk like Mickey Spillane.
Yeah, later for that. You were ready to spill outside of Brooke's room? This morning you're acting a little flaky. You know something about this trial I need to know? It's time to make me wise.
We'll do whatever it takes. A great deal. There's going to be in a great deal of trouble.
School's in session. The subject is Brooke. You know what I need to know, and I'll give it up.
I'm afraid I need to seek legal counsel on this matter.
You got me, pro bono.
No, actually, I'd rather pay my own way.
Yeah? We'll deal with that later. What can I do you for?
You're an officer of the court, right?
Correctamundo.
So if you became aware of someone's illegal activities, you would feel duty-bound to tell the judge.
On my honor as an officer of the court and a gentleman, yeah.
And if you didn't tell the judge, you'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, we're talking felony time, yeah.
So anything I tell you can and will be used against you in a court of law.
That depends on what you got to say. What do you got to say?
I love you,
Yeah?
and I want this all held against me.
Tad, Jamie has been through enough.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to distract me. Now, I need to know what I need to know here.
All I know
Yeah?
is we have the whole house to ourselves. It's
Yeah?
hot outside.
Yeah?
It's even hotter in here.
Yeah?
So, is hearing a set?
Mm-hmm. I'm bored.
How are you feeling? I know you're awake. Come out, whoever you are.
I can't have visitors.
Nice try. But that's not Brooke's voice. Who are you? You might as well tell me. I'm not gonna go away.
I'll call security.
Yeah, well, security thinks I'm Brooke's sister. No one bothered to tell them that Brooke doesn't have any sisters. What are you doing?
Janet, get out of here before you screw up everything.
Oh, I think everything's already pretty well screwed up, and I'm not gonna stand around and let my husband's career be ruined.
I don't got a real good feeling about this.
Why is McLean so hung up on the idea that Brooke is faking pneumonia?
I don't know. Looks like we're gonna find out. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Dillon, Miss Kiefer.
Your Honor?
Where's Mr. McLean?
I don't have a clue. But I move to strike the DA's motion for a court order. He's obviously whistling in the dark.
You're looking for evidence that doesn't exist? That's a bullying technique, and it could prove very detrimental to our client's health. Not to mention ours, since her condition is so contagious.
Precautions can be taken.
Oh, Your Honor, McLean's way out of line on this.
I'll be the one to decide that.
I'm sorry for the delay, Your Honor.
I don't need to hear why you're late, Mr. McLean. Let's just get on with the proceedings.
Your Honor, if a visit from the prosecution is deleterious to our client's
I have no
health,
intention of making her condition worse, if she's even ill.
If she's even ill? What are you calling Joe Martin a liar? He's the chief of staff, for crying out loud. What more could you want?
And his son, Jake Martin, is keeping us up to date on her condition. Now you have 2 doctors that can vouch for her.
You have a point. Mr. McLean, I hope your motion isn't a waste of everyone's time.
It's not, Your Honor.
Well, do you have any evidence to support your supposition that the defendant is not ill?
I do.
And what specifically is that?
An eyewitness.
Who?
Me.
How can you be an eyewitness unless you violated the isolation rules and entered into Brooke's room?
I was standing outside of the room, and I saw a young man inside the room. Now, he was with the patient, and he wasn't wearing any protective gear on at all.
Maybe he was an orderly or an intern who slipped up.
I doubt it. He was having a lively conversation with the lady, and they were laughing, and he was throwing candy at her.
Your Honor, I applaud Mr. McLean's sense of imagination, but it's bull.
Mr. Dillon.
It's bogus.
I know what I saw.
Next thing you're going to be telling me, you saw Elvis in there doing Jailhouse Rock.
All right, both of you. Now, Mr. McLean, you claim you saw this, but I have only your word. Unless you can come up with another witness to substantiate your claim.
I anticipated your skepticism, Your Honor, and that's why I subpoenaed the young man that I saw in the room. His name is Scott Chandler, and he's right outside.
So where is Brooke?
She, went to go get some tests done.
Wrong. She's not even in this hospital, is she? Where is she? Not that it matters. She could be in Outer Mongolia, because if the judge rules in favor of the prosecutor, we're all in deep.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean, if McLean has his way, he wants to visit the terribly, deathly ill Brooke.
Why?
Because he's suspicious.
Why is he suspicious?
Well, if he'd seen what I'd seen, he'd have proof.
Wait, what have you seen?
This blue toenail polish. Brooke English would not be caught dead with that color on her toes.
My grandfather, Jake, everyone is going to be in trouble over this.
Dan Trevor's career could go up in smoke. What were you thinking? Why did you think you could get away with this?
Well, we just wanted to buy some time so that Tad could go and find Brooke and bring her back.
So she has left town. Damn.
Janet, the worst part about it is that we haven't even heard from Tad.
Great. You know, somebody's got to fix this mess. I guess we'll start with you.
Me? How?
You're gonna have to die.
Your Honor, Mr. Chandler was not mentioned in the DA's motion.
It violates the rules of discovery.
This is not a trial witness. This is only to support the motion.
If you have a question about Miss English's condition, why don't you call Dr. Jake Martin or his father?
And what good would that do if they're both in on a conspiracy?
Conspiracy? Your Honor, this is getting pretty far out.
Your Honor, this case might be much more serious than just a case of malingering. I have reason to believe that that woman in the bed is not Brooke English.
Your Honor, please, you cannot let him get away with this.
For all I know, she has skipped bail. She's left the country, either with or without her attorney's knowledge.
She would not do that. She has a young son. She would not be that irresponsible.
Call your witness, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, in the State versus Margolis...
This is my court and my call. We'll hear from Mr. Chandler.
Please come in, Mr. Chandler.
Stay away from me. If you even try to hurt me, I swear, there's a security guard outside. He's...
Relax. You think I have a collapsible crowbar stashed in my purse?
Well, then what is this I have to die bit?
Fake it. Fake it for the judge like you faked being Brooke. Because if the prosecutor wins this motion and he pays Brooke a visit, we'll just have to throw a sheet over your head and say Brooke didn't make it.
Okay. What if he looks under the sheets?
Why bother? Gurney's on the way to the morgue for an autopsy.
Could we maybe just have Brooke in surgery or something?
For pneumonia? I don't think so.
Well, it beats the toe tag.
So do you mind telling me what the hell's going on here?
Mr. Chandler, were you in Brooke English's isolation room last night at Pine Valley Hospital?
Yes, sir.
And were you wearing the requisite protective gear?
No, I was not. But when I was there this morning, I did have it on, and you can ask Jack Montgomery. In fact, you were there as well.
McLean, do you spend all your free time lurking outside of Miss English's room?
My boss, the DA, is also a patient at that hospital, and I was there to inform him of the status of this case, among other things.
All right, let's get on with this. I don't have all day to hear this motion.
Sorry, Your Honor.
What's this about you throwing candy or something at my client? Do you use ill people for target practice? Is that what you do? That's what Mr. McLean thinks he saw in there.
No, I do not throw candy at people who are extremely ill.
Do you understand the penalty of perjury?
Your Honor, the DA here is trying to intimidate the witness.
Just proceed with the questions, Mr. McLean. Leave the civics lessons to me.
Why were you in Brooke English's room? You're not a relative.
Well, actually, I am. Sort of.
Sort of?
Well, Brooke was married to my uncle, which makes her my aunt, or my ex-aunt, and I've remained friends with all of Uncle Adam's exes.
And you were also involved with Brooke's daughter, Laura, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We were practically engaged at one point.
Laura. Conveniently halfway around the world, and she can't be questioned about Jim Thomason's case.
Your Honor, Laura is not a material witness here. There's no reason that she should have to testify.
Get to the point, Mr. McLean. I'm running out of patience.
Was Brooke English in that hospital room, in that bed?
Who else would it be?
That's what I'm asking you.
Answer the question, son. Was it Brooke English or not? Mr. Chandler, we're waiting for your answer. And might I remind you, you are under oath.
Yes.
Yes, what?
It was Brooke English. The person in that hospital bed I was speaking to was Brooke.
You're certain of that?
Yes.
Mr. McLean.
No further questions.
You may step down, but you may be recalled later. Well, Mr. McLean, you heard his testimony.
Yes, I did, Your Honor, but with all due respect, I would still like to ask the court's permission to verify Mr. Chandler's testimony.
What? Why? What? The guy was under oath.
I'm still not convinced that he was telling the truth. And I would also like a bench warrant issued for the arrest of Brooke English, just in case that person in isolation is not her.
One step at a time, Mr. McLean. Now, as much as I want to believe that Miss English is ill and that she is in that hospital room, and that there is no conspiracy, and in the Easter Bunny, world peace, and my winning the U.S. Open, I nonetheless have serious doubts about all the above. Therefore, I will grant the motion. In fact, I think I'll come along. I'll see you all at the hospital in, say, 2 hours.
Is it possible that that's not Brooke?
I don't know.
Who are you calling?
Janet, I said I'd call her when the judge made the decision.
We have to come up with some reason that Brooke is no longer in this room. Either she died or got moved to another hospital, something. Hello? Trevor.
Jake.
What happened in court?
This is all my fault. I couldn't sit still. I can't even get the color of my toenail polish right.
What?
Never mind. Jake, what are we gonna do?
Let's not panic, all right? The judge can deny the motion. Tad still has time to bring Brooke back here, right?
And by that time, I could be engaged to Matt Damon.
Well,
Brooke's going to be having some visitors.
Oh, that's great. That's... Okay, this is my problem since I was the admitting physician. You two have got to get out of here.
No. I'm saying if it's the last...
No. Look, I will not forgive myself if you take the fall for this. Will you please take her home for me, Janet?
No. Janet can go. I'm staying. We can work something out. Put me in an oxygen tent, a barbaric thing, whatever it is. That thing. Anything, please, Jake. Please. Stuart?
We have a court order. My secretary called ahead.
So, what are you doing here, babe?
I just thought I'd come down and give you a little moral support.
There's something, you know that I should know?
Hey, Janet, Trevor. Sorry. I heard about the court order. I thought I ought to get over here.
Fine. Get your gear on.
All right.
Ready?
I'm going to decline. You don't have a choice.
Hold on, McLean, hold on. You can't go in there. Didn't you see the sign? The lady's in quarantine.
We know that, Mary. Now get out of the way.
It's dangerous. You are putting everyone at risk right here.
I doubt that very seriously, but we prepared for it.
What's
The
going
doctors
on?
wouldn't have put broken
We're
ice
about to
plates
find out.
for nothing.
We'll find out, won't we?
Dimitri, please. Now, this is official business. I'm asking you just to step aside.
Yeah, well, just consider Brooke's welfare. You could be endangering her.
Cool it, Mary.
No, you can't go in there. I mean, you can't just barge in. The doctors are only allowing 1 or 2 visitors at a time.
Doctors have no say in this.
Yeah, but you can't just barge
We can,
in.
and we will.
I've issued a court order permitting us to ascertain if Brooke English is indeed in that bed.
You're acting like she's been convicted of something. I mean, this is a real farce.
Fine. The sooner we get in there, the sooner the farce is over.
Yeah, but she's sick. She can't withstand an inquisition.
You're trying my patience, Mr. Merrick. Now stand aside, or I'll cite you for contempt of court.
Give it up, Dimitri. It's not going to do Brooke any good.
All right. When they see that it's not Brooke in there, we're dead.
Hey, you can't be in here.
Yeah, we can. Court order.
Obviously, you realize this is a
Miss
quarantine.
English, if that's you, could you please turn over?
No. What do you want? Some kind of power trip here?
Could I please see your face? We have a court order to see your face, Miss English. Could you please turn over and let us see it?
Your investigation, prime time tonight.
It's Miss English. Judge Foster here. I'm sorry that we've invaded your hospital room, but I'm very happy to see you. I hope you beat this thing quickly. Mr. Montgomery, is the district attorney's office satisfied?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Mr. McLean, have you seen enough?
Your Honor, something is not right here. I saw this woman laughing and joking with Scott Chandler.
Miss English, what do you say to that?
Scott was trying to cheer me up. I was exhausted.
Just give it up.
I see.
What's going on here? Somebody decide to throw a party and not tell me about it?
It's all right.
No, it's not. You're supposed to be under quarantine. She's battling pneumonia, folks. You have any idea how tired she is? I'm sure you'll all be glad to know that we've hit on the right antibiotic. She's made significant improvements. I think her fever's broken.
And, of course, you would have notified my office about this progress.
I will inform the DA's office when she maintains a normal body temperature for at least 24 hours.
Good.
And how long after that will Miss English be well enough to attend court proceedings?
I don't know, I'd say 2 or 3 days. She needs to be in bed after that. Now, she needs to get some rest, so if you're finished here...
Of course. Mr. McLean, Mr. Dillon, I want to see you both in the courthouse.
Now?
Now.
Now.